Alright guys, so I wanted to talk about some of the new buffs that we're going to be getting for the Grail live event, and we actually got a couple of them, and they're all rather solid buffs. I like to kind of do these as our own separate videos, just so I can kind of take a lot of time to just go over all of the skills and go into it with a little bit more depth and trying to put it in the event guide. So if you were wondering why I didn't cover it in that video, that's because, again, I like to cover these separately. And yeah, these are all like really strong buffs for all of these servants. Maeve kind of turns into a pseudo support. MHX Alter just becomes, well, an even bigger beat stick. Chris is kind of like a nice buff, I suppose, if she doesn't get the insta-kill, and Serenity actually becomes usable. So we're going to talk about all that and more in today's video, but if you have not already, make sure you leave a like on the video and you subscribe to the channel for that sweet daily FGO content, as your boy is always out here trying to make sure that you are informed on the goings-on on both the NA and the JP version of the game. Also, if you want to see me play FGO live, and I've also been toying around with Arc Knights, I do that every weekday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But with that being said, let's start jumping right into some of these buffs. Now, first and foremost, we have Maeve's skill over here, which I'm not gonna lie, I already kind of thought was fine as is. I mean, the debuff immunity for 3 turns on a 6-turn cooldown makes it very strong in more difficult content, where you can kind of just prevent all the weird annoyances that the enemies are gonna throw your way, like stuns, charms, all that good stuff. The HP recovery is always really nice, especially if you're using it with Merlin, because then his HP recovery tied with her own makes it really strong for her just kind of not being able to get down very easily, right? Because she's just recovering so much HP. And then the NP gauge every single turn was nice for consistency. But for some reason, they were like, what if she became like a pseudo support type servant? So all male and Fae allies are going to get a free 30% battery buff, right? Which is really nice in that aforementioned setup that I was talking about with, like, say, double Merlin, because now you could help Merlin get to his NP faster, so he can also provide more buffs for Maeve. And this is on top of the things that she's also doing, like the charisma that she's got over here that's also double buffing male allies, right? And then she's also got the ability over here to reduce everybody's defense and charm people, which can contribute more damage to your other DPSs if you're kind of doing a pseudo DPS thing. Maybe you're not bringing like double Merlin or something. You're bringing like a Merlin as a support. You got your Maeve, and then maybe you're bringing like Quetzalcoatl or Ozymandias, or just somebody else as a DPS. She can kind of be a pseudo support / pseudo DPS herself. And so I think it makes Maeve very nice moving forward. The only thing that I think she's lacking is that we have not gotten her Lost Belt 6 skin yet, and I'm praying that eventually someday we will get that. So moving over to MHX Alter, I don't really think she needed more damage, but I guess they were like, look, we have 2 philosophies behind it, you know, designing our quick DPS servants. We're either going to have Tyra, who has like a lot of sustainability and builds up as the fight goes on, and then MHX Alter has absolutely no survivability at all whatsoever, but she's just going to be like immediate high damage. So they buff the NP, which gives her even more just base raw damage on the NP, and then on top of having the special damage mod against Saber class people, she has a special damage mod against good aligned people now. And that's really crazy because she's a berserker, so any of the people that are on the good category, she's going to be able to absolutely destroy. And I don't, okay, it took a little bit to load there, what the heck? But yeah, so anybody here, you know, aside from like, you know, your foreigners or whatever, because, you know, they're super effective against berserkers, so it's like the only people she really can't hit. She's just going to be absolutely destroying these people, and God forbid you bring her against like any of these dudes, right? Where she's got not only the good special damage mod, but also the anti-saber damage mod. They are going to get absolutely cooked, pan-fried, seared, whatever you want to say, but they're going to get absolutely blasted into another reality, which is why I kind of like the idea of being like, okay, we're not going to make MHX Alter have the same like gimmick niche as Tyra does, because like I said, Tyra does build up as the fight goes on. As you're proccing her guts and you're getting that kind of revenge status going, she's getting more and more damage, and she's really building up as the fight is going on longer and longer. But MHX Alter is like, okay, I'm actually better for different events now. I'm better if you could just absolutely obliterate somebody immediately. Like if you just need strong immediate power, that's where her buff does come in handy, right? That's where I think it's really nice that they kind of allow them to both have their own niches, right? Like they can both do their own thing. So I really like that a lot. Chris over here, I don't really get why they slapped the arts performance on there. I mean, okay, look, the party HP is whatever, but the 20% arts buff, I guess, can be nice if you're getting, like, say, her own arts cards. It can help her fire subsequent NPs, even though you're probably only going to use her NP once as, like, a wave clear. If you need to clear, like, extra nodes, the NP gain buff that you're getting from the arts performance to your own arts cards can be kind of nice. And if you miss out on the insta-kill here, because if you're not aware, she really double dips a lot into insta-killing enemies, right? Because you have it over here on overcharge, and you have it here to even buff it even further. If you're going to miss out on that, at least now with the arts performance buff, she can do, like, kind of better damage, but it's still not anything super insane. But hey, it's technically like a 30% arts buff if you look at her passive skill plus her new skill buff that she's got over here. So that's kind of nice, I suppose, but I don't think it's really anything to be like, oh my goodness, they gave this buff to Nidochris, because Nidochris was never really a DPS servant anyway. Again, because of her absolutely just gargantuan battery over here, she's more used as like a wave clear, and you're trying to take advantage of, say, the insta-kill over here to try to take out some like bronze and silver enemies, and maybe if you're lucky, you could take out a gold enemy or something. But who does really like this same buff that you know, Nidochris got over here is Serenity. Serenity absolutely loves, because this was like a pretty much just nothing burger skill, and then bam, they smacked on not only this 30% arts buff over here, which is very nice. It gives her some pretty decent damage, but it also gives her like a niche of being able to like spread poison around with her arts cards. So maybe in the future, if they wanted to give her like a special damage mod against like poison people, like say Robin Hood, I think that could make her really strong. But yeah, I mean, like, look, Serenity has definitely like jumped up a little bit in terms of her damage. Nothing super insane or crazy, right? But it is a lot more acceptable, right, as a like free-to-play option, right? It's definitely not absolute poo-poo stinky damage anymore. She can actually take somebody down, right, because they gave her a lot of extra damage here. Plus, again, she is like a free NP5, so I think she got a very solid buff. But yeah, I mean, if I had to like rank the ones and like which ones I thought were the best, I really am a huge fan of the MHX Alter one. I really like the Hassan of Serenity one. Then I think Maeve's got like the third best, and then I think Nidochris probably got the worst buff. It's not bad, but it's just not exactly what she needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things that like it might be nice every now and then, but you probably could have gave her something else. But then again, Nidochris is kind of just like a very straightforward, easy to use servant. I don't really think she needed a buff anyway, but I'm at least glad that they did give her one, you know, showing Nidochris a little bit of love. So, you know, I'll definitely take that she got one, but to be honest, probably didn't need one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know which one you're personally looking forward to taking out for a spin. Again, I am really excited to take out this MHX Alter one, because she was already doing a lot of really good work for me, just absolutely obliterating bosses, even though I don't have my own Scotty. And so now I'm really excited that she has even more applicability, because like, again, general damage is going up, and then now she can hit all of those good alignment people. So I'm really excited to take her out for a spin and just absolutely crush people with, you know, MHX Alter. I love my Star Wars memes. But yeah, with all that being said, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace, late guys.